Hi,
Yeah.
Jolene.
Hi. Hi, Emerson. I
How are
was so
you?
I'm good. I was so amazed that I could get to you so quickly.
Oh, thank you.
I thought I'd have to wait months and months and months.
No, no, it's a quick turnaround. A lot
And
of,
then and then I found out you were a Canadian. I thought you were European or something.
oh, are
Yeah,
you in Canada?
yeah. I, I
Whereabouts?
I'm in Calgary.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And so I'm up at 6 o'clock and I didn't sleep because I was so nervous that I'd
Oh,
sleep
no.
in and not and past the 6 o'clock. So anyway, here I am.
Oh, so, Jolene, tell me your story and what got you here. Your
Okay.
seeking story.
Okay, here's my story really quick. I started TM when I was in my early 30s,
Okay.
and then I had 5 kids in 8 years. So I had to raise those kids.
Oh, wow.
And then my husband passed away when the kids were grown. He passed away with cancer. And then at 47, I was free in that aspect of responsibility. So I started the search in earnest.
Okay.
And my first trip was to Ramesh in India, and I
Oh,
spent
wow.
30 days there. And then I went back 3 times to the Oneness University with Bhagwan, somebody. And then I went on to, I got little notes here, so I remember. And then I did everything. I went to Tony 3 times to see Tony. And then I went to see Lisa Carnes, and I did Adishanti. The only one I missed was Eckhart Tolle, and he didn't kind of attract me. And I did Vipassana, and I did Tim, and I did all those. And then I listened to Jim for a long, long time. And then I listened to Kenneth, and then I found you, and I listened to Paul Smith a little bit. Um, but I kept coming back to you. And I was watching you yesterday, and all of a sudden I said, I would love before I pass this earth, I would love to just talk to Emerson.
Oh, thank
And
you.
so I called you. Right.
Oh, that's okay,
And
Jolene.
that's my story. And it's been such a long, long journey, and I'm so tired. And
Oh,
I just feel so hopeless of all everything that I read and heard, and it's just I know there's no one to do anything. I know that's a
yeah.
concept for me. I don't like know it in my DNA. But I'm I've thrown myself at your feet.
Oh, Jolene, give you a hug.
Okay, thanks.
Oh,
Yeah,
how long has it been since you're seeking? How many years?
it's about 50. I'm 88 now.
Oh, wow. Maybe I'll come see you.
Pardon?
Maybe I'll go to Calgary.
Ah, yay!
But
That
let's,
would be awesome.
yeah.
It's time you came out west.
I go to Vancouver a lot, so that's why.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
I did not
I
know
go
that.
I go maybe 3 times a year. Yeah.
Really?
Some
And like
people in
how long?
some people invite me to do one-on-ones in
Okay.
person. Yeah. And then I usually do like, 5-day event, but they're usually full, so I never really announce them because
Okay.
they get filled up quite fast, right? So
Yeah, I
because
imagine.
what I usually do is kind of like it's kind of like your last retreat, so people usually stop seeking. Um and that's what I'm trying to express lately, right? Is that there is an end to this. So What do you believe at this very moment, just at this instant, without going to the past? Just at this moment,
Um,
just a second.
I don't I don't believe anything anymore.
Yeah. Oh,
And I just feel I'm in such a hopeless place that
yeah.
nothing will help.
What are you without that belief, though, Jolene?
Pardon?
What are you without that belief that it's hopeless?
Well, there's nothing. They're just without that belief, there's just emptiness, space,
Yeah.
nothing,
Okay.
nothing.
What's what's wrong with emptiness? What's wrong with nothing?
I'm not
What's
a
wrong with
friend.
what's that?
I'm not a friend with it. It seems so nothing. It's
Yeah.
like Tony said to me when I was talking to him. He said, "What's wrong with this?"
Yeah. What's wrong
And
with
I
this? Yeah.
and I and I just like couldn't grok it. I
Yeah.
said, like, what this is all
Yeah.
there is. This
What are you without the belief of this?
what did I?
What are you without the belief that it's just this?
Nothing, nothing.
Nothing, yeah. So what's between nothing and not nothing?
It's gonna be nothing. I
What
don't know.
what is between nothing and not nothing?
Me, this,
What's between me and not me or no me?
what's between me
And no
and
me.
know me.
Yeah, just go directly into it. See what you see.
I just go, I just go back to maybe a void. There's just this
Okay, that's it.
emptiness.
Okay, if it's a void, then there's no next. Then there's no past. Then there's no me. There's no me. It's just empty.
Yeah,
And then it's not even empty because what's between empty and not empty, you can't really say it,
no,
right? If you
I can't
can't
know
say
it.
it, yeah, it's it's unknowable. You know, you've heard it over and over again. It's
Yeah,
unknowable, it's unthinkable. So here it is. Here it is. But it's not what you think it is, right? It's nothing to do with thinking because it's unthinkable. There's a piece here that is so vast if you stay in it. What if you can't go to the next because the next is just a thought? What's in between thought and no thoughts? It's that void. When the void, when you keep on staring at the void stares back at you. So they say, right?
hmm
It's a peace that passes all understanding. And that's it, basically. There's no next. And then there's almost like a clarity here that can't be spoken. In that clarity, there are no words. Every single word is made up. It's almost like you're dreaming in words. But in between words, there is the unspeakable, there is the eternity, the infinite, whatever you might want to call it, right? It's not
hmm
what you think. It's not what you can imagine. It's unimaginable, but it's always here. So it's always been here. You just keep on overlooking it over and over and over again. It's that simple. And, Tony, Ramesh, everybody will try to tell you that it's this. But what's between this and not this? Because the mind wants to go to not this.
hmm
Yeah. What's this between this and not this?
Nothing.
Yeah. And that's the infinite. Nothing that you can think of, nothing that you can know, nothing that you can imagine, but it's always here. It's what is everything. We just think that we know it or we don't know it, but it's between knowing and not knowing what's there. There's a quietness that almost like a ringing of the ear sometimes, if you go really, really deeply into it.
It sounds too simple,
I
Emerson.
know, I know, but have you seen my videos of one-on-one?
Yeah.
Yeah. So for a young person that's only been seeking for like 2 years, they're like, wow. For a person that's been seeking for 50 years, they're like, oh, it's too simple.
Yeah.
But it's the same realization that it's really empty. It's really nothing. You can't even say that because you can't put a word in this, right? Can you put a word to what's happening? What's in
No.
here?
No.
No. That's it. That's it, really. It's that simple, and that's the peace. So is there a beginning and end here? No,
No.
you can't put a word into it. So the search is over. The search is just in thoughts, but if the thoughts are not coming up about this, then it's here. It's always been here.
How come I can't see it then and
It's not
feel it?
about,
And
it has nothing to do with you. What's between you and not you? It has nothing to do with thinking. What's between thinking and not thinking? What's between seeing and not seeing? It does deepen, but not in the next, right? It does it's like an eventual unfolding and gradual kind of like it's almost like an onion peeling, like eternally, basically. Would you rather see it now or on your last breath? Right here.
now,
It's here
never
right
mind the
now.
last breath.
It doesn't matter what you want or what you don't want. It's between wanting and not wanting. What's in between?
There's that void again.
Yeah, you made it. Not you, but you know what I'm talking about,
Mm-hmm.
right? So after 50 years, it's just this simple. And everybody, you've heard it from Ramesh, from Tony, Jim. It's so simple, but yet they can't show it.
Exactly.
Here it is, a
Yeah.
Canadian guy.
Yeah.
Right at your backyard, well, far away, but right in your territory. You didn't even have to travel in the comfort of your house. And
Um,
I'm nothing special, I'm saying? I know how hard it is to seek because I suffered so much.
mhm.
I cried many tears. I yelled out to God saying, why not me?
Yeah.
But it's always here. That's the prank, right? The joke is that it's always been here.
Yeah. Yeah. It's the biggest cosmic joke, but if you
It
don't know the punchline, it doesn't do you any good.
You're the punchline. I kept looking for it, but that was it. it's it's not what you think. It's just this. And then you know what? When you start seeing things without the influence of words, without the influence of language, then things like what are you looking at right now if you can't label a word to it?
Well, the obvious is the computer and you, but
Yeah.
it's not really so. There's like,
That's not really a computer, that's just a word.
yeah.
We just think it's a computer. We just think that we're in this reality. We think that
Mm,
you're in Calgary and I'm in Toronto, but
right.
that's just words. If we take all the words out, then what's here?
Don't know. Just
Yeah,
without words. I was gonna say
exactly.
without words, I'm buggered, but without words, I'm free.
That's right. Without words, you're free. That's what it is. This is freedom from all ideas of freedom. And there's a silence here that gets louder over time. The thoughts can't, any thoughts will try to come, will try to, you know what, you will try to because you've been seeking for 50 years. So you, it will try to doubt it and everything. But anything that comes from the past and the future is irrelevant. They're just thoughts. What are thoughts? What are they? They're nothing.
They're like shadows.
Exactly.
Not even.
You turn on all the lights, all the shadows disappear,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And the light is silence, basically.
There's really no substance to thoughts, no matter how
No.
lofty.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
they're like, they seem to me like dust.
They are. Right now, yeah. It's dust, right? Where is it? Where is it?
It is kind of funny. It really is. After all the banging my head against the
I
wall.
did that too. I literally actually was banging, listening to Jim at one point. I'm like, oh man, I can't get this. And I was just banging my head, you know what I'm saying, on the wall. And people thought I was just going nuts, right? I was, right? Because, and then what happened was I just quit seeking. I just done with it. You know what I'm saying? Radical did help, to be honest with you, to see that there's no me because I was so caught up in the awareness, self, and all that kind of stuff, right? From
Right.
the opposite side. I just went to the opposite side and just saw that there's no me, whatever, but that became a belief system.
Yeah.
So, what's between a belief and a non belief?
It's that void again.
Yeah.
Everything comes back to that.
Yeah. Isn't that beautiful?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
guess. I guess.
Yeah. Are you relaxed now?
Am I what?
Are you beginning to relax?
Little bit.
Yeah. Good.
Tad bit.
Yeah. Good. 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 Well, yeah, that's basically it.
You know, Emerson, as you're aware, I have really bad hearing. I'm going to
Yeah.
run upstairs
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
put
For
on
sure.
my hearing aids. So you just wait here.
Okay. I'm going to get some coffee.
Okay, that'll
Okay.
be perfect. I'll be back
Okay.
in 3, 4.
Okay.
Okay. All right, I'm back. Let's try that.
Can you hear me okay?
Oh, amazing.
Oh, good.
They do help.
They do help. Yeah.
Yeah,
My mom doesn't, you know what, she has hearing aids, but she doesn't like wearing them as well.
I know. I don't because to me, there's an echo.
Okay.
So, but it's still so much better. Phew.
Yeah. Whew. Well, it's when I was looking for this, I just went directly to it. I used to have this anxiety that I hid so well because I used to have panic attacks and I would hide them. I was a spiritual teacher in Vancouver and I stepped down, made a lot of mistakes, regretted a lot of things, of whatever was happening at that time. And then I just came back into humanity because I was beginning to think that I was higher up than people. And you know what? And the liberation basically is when there's no more obstacles, when there's no more barriers, when you and I are the same because we are. And that's what I'm trying to express here that no gurus, no teachers, no speakers, friends,
Mm-hmm.
so that you can see that what's here is also right there. And if without words, is there any separation between us?
No, none.
No. Without concepts, without beliefs, isn't this already?
It is. Yeah.
It is. Without any kind of um, next, isn't this it already?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is it.
There's nothing to look for,
No.
but the mind always, I'm so used to next, next, next. I see
Yeah.
it in my mind.
What's
I'd
between,
finish
sorry, go ahead.
one puzzle and I'm off to the next, to the
Yeah.
next.
We're going to stop it. What's between mind and no mind?
Nothing, nothing.
Yeah.
And so many so-called teachers and they all say the same thing,
But they
basically.
can't show
You
it.
know, except some, it seems like, try to hook you in
Much,
with the energy is
yeah,
better in a group, and
that's right.
you're more able to, it's helpful.
Yeah,
And I don't know whether that's just filling up the next class,
it
or I'm
is.
suspicious of that.
It is, right? Because I don't, you know what I'm saying? I don't do that. And but I have about over 100 videos of doing this one-on-one,
Yeah,
not in person. So what are they talking about then? You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
And when they do a retreat, I don't like to do the retreats anymore, or the 5-day residential or whatever, because I don't want to see the same people over and over. The last one that I did, I
so I'm
love
tired of
them.
your face.
What's that?
I'm tired of your face.
Not really tired, but I just don't want to string along people that are
Yeah, yeah,
suffering
yeah,
and spending so much money because when you go to a retreat, they've already spent like 2 grand at least traveling
mm,
and everything.
yeah,
And
oh yeah,
and I was talking to this one lady that has been going to a 5-day residential in London for the past 20 years, and she's never had a vacation. And she was so
wow.
sad. And it really hit me. And I'm like, oh my goodness, right? I even want to, I'm already putting up some money to send her on a vacation. A
Oh,
small
that's
one.
so
I'm not
sweet.
rich, right?
Yeah, that's so sweet.
I'm not rich. So and then I'm
Yeah.
going to see some people in Quebec and Montreal to treat them for dinner, so that there's a reversal, that you're not like, gifting the guru or the speaker because they're special. Let's take away all of that, right? Let's start something new where speakers, or I don't know, people like me, are just really, approachable,
Hmm.
not in a high horse anymore that they think that they're better than everybody and they got something that they can give you, because that derails it.
Hmm. It keeps the hope alive.
It does, but that's a carrot that's being dangled over and
Exactly.
over and over again.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And it's just, it's and there's people that watches these videos that I get letters every day now that they pop from seeking. I don't care what people say. The people are like, oh, that's not really whatever. I see people happy. What could be
Hmm.
better than that? You're smiling now. Just the ordinariness of it, right? Because
Hmm.
the moment that there's a you and an I here that got it better, then you will never get here.
Yeah,
But if we take away all of that and say, what's between you and I?
not a damn thing.
That's right. And if you look at it, you and I are just words.
Yeah,
They're just thoughts. So in the absence of thoughts, what's there?
not a damn thing.
Not a damn thing. And I love, people reaching out to me a year later, 2 years later, 3 years later, saying that this changed my life. I'm no longer seeking. There still might be problems, you know what I'm saying? There's still going to be bills to pay. It still might rain, there still be storm, but at least you're at peace with it.
Hmm.
You're not thinking that when the me drops away, then all my problems will be solved. That's the next.
Yeah.
And that's the tendency of a seeker to do, is just to go to the next. They're
Yeah.
dissociating from what this is rather than being real at this moment, being authentic, being
Hmm.
pissed off if you're pissed off. You know what I'm saying? I used to do mantras nonstop. And then my mantra became, there's no me, there's no me, there's no me, there's no me. And it's just ridiculous. There's there's life here. That's just a word, by the way. That is in the moment, not in the next, not in the past. Those are just thoughts. And then you start seeing trees again. And then if you take away the word tree, then you see what cannot be said.
Mm.
Then you're seeing the faceless, the nameless, the wordless. And that's saying way too much.
Mm.
It's here, it's here, it's here, Jolene. It's
Mhm.
here, it's here, it's here. And it's so beautiful just to, you know, just to, although there's no one to surrender, but the surrender of it,
Mm.
the flow of it.
I can just feel my body just like it was like this when I first sat down with
Yeah.
you, and now it's just like
Yeah.
opening. It just
Relaxation, they call it, right?
feels really good.
Yeah. That's what it is because we're so caught up in our ideas and our
Yeah.
beliefs. And I hope this guy, I will get it. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like what you said earlier. I'm tired.
Hmm.
It's time to retire the
Yeah.
seeking.
Totally.
Yeah. Like how many trips can you still make to go? You know what I'm saying? Some people should go to you. We'll go dancing. Do you like dancing? Are you a dancer?
Yeah.
You are. Okay. All right.
I love to move.
Yeah. And that's what it is, right? This life is short. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
To get
Yeah.
caught up in thinking about when is it going to happen to me? When it's already happening nonstop. It's nonstop. It's already.
Yeah, I love it when Tony says everything is shouting, I'm here already. I'm
Yeah.
here already.
Yeah.
I'm here.
Yeah. But talk is cheap, isn't it?
Yeah. It says, well,
Much respect to
oh
all the
yeah, where,
speakers
where,
and much respect, but talk is cheap, you know what I'm saying? Because I
where?
used to do this big poetries and I love talking about it, but I'm like, it's the same people coming over and over again, right? I
Uh-huh.
was trying to get rid of my audience and because that's when you know that the speaking is effective when people stop coming because they've stopped seeking.
Mm.
Now people that keep on coming. Um, and people get stubborn though. You know what? Even if it's already, they'll want more. They get greedy.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. They keep on, well, what I want the whole thing. Or I'll keep on messaging you. But when I say it's done, it's done.
Yeah.
Some people might need maybe a couple times more to just get convinced, I guess, that it's
Mhm.
already over because it's so simple. And then people will say that, well, you need to do 10, 1 year of this level work and everything. And then 2 years of shadow work. I'm sure you've done all of that already in your
Oh
age.
God.
Yeah.
I spent I I spent months and months and months and months in therapy trying to
I
fix it.
know
Months.
months. And I'm not a therapist to tell you that you have trauma work to do. I'm just here to show you how free it is already.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. I'm not here to diagnose people that you're in this level or whatever. It's done. If the between mind and no mind, there is a clarity here.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not a gatekeeper. I'm a welcome committee. Hello. Welcome to the infinite expressions of the infinite, expressing as this. That's
Mhm.
basically it.
Oh,
And it's
and
just,
double wow.
yeah, it is beautiful. It's like, and I can't stomach, you know what I'm saying? If there is a way to show this in a very clear way, and if I could not show it. So the past 2 years of speaking was almost like a rehearsal on how to effectively. I've been, there's people that have been doing with me one-on-ones 3 years ago, but it was not as consistent as it is right now. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? Whatever seems to happen, either people kind of like just wake up from the delusion of words or wake up from whatever, or see that the me and the no me is just concepts, whatever it is, but liberation, freedom from thinking that there's a next, right?
Yeah.
Whatever you might want to call it. It 50 years, right? And all of those masters, what happened?
Well, I had fun.
Yeah,
Sometimes I had fun.
yeah. But it's also fun going to discos, isn't it? Did you miss the discos?
Yeah, absolutely. Shake
Yeah,
it, baby.
that's right.
How old is your mom?
She's only 76, but she's had a brain tumor. So she's had 4 brain surgeries. So she's and a stroke, right? So she has um she's mobility issues. She falls a lot, right? So she deteriorates
Ouch.
more. Yeah. But she was such an active person. She was healthy.
Yeah.
She ate vegetables and fish. She didn't even eat like red meat or anything.
Uh-huh.
So, and she didn't never drank, never smoked, and
Uh-huh.
then so
Huh.
when she had a seizure one day, I think I went to the hospital in my pajamas, right? And then the doctor said she needs an operation. She has a tumor, right? And that started changing, like even when I was enlightened, what I'm saying, as a spiritual teacher, that's what kind of like tripped me up. That
Well,
I said, I have this, I'm supposed to be blissful now, but how come I'm suffering? How come I'm crying in the shower, and
uh,
afraid for my mom to lose my mom because I guess I'm a mama's boy, right? So,
ah,
you love your mom, right? It's like your world, right?
yeah.
And of
Uh,
of and she's been such a great mom. She
Huh.
also raised 5 kids.
Well, yeah.
So you know
I,
what.
my daughter, who you just saw, helped me get on Zoom because I'm not too familiar with her computer. And she lives with me. She moved in 2.5 years ago.
Oh,
And she is, bless her heart. I told her, because she had to wake up too to get me fed
oh
up.
my goodness.
I'll leave you all my worldly goods. That's not much, but I'll leave it all to you.
Oh,
It's so sweet. And we have a little puppy. That puppy I love with all my heart. She's
oh.
teeny, tiny little white cotton, but she's
Cocker
so
spaniel. Okay,
French cotton detour.
okay. I have a puppy too. She's 2 years old, Ella Bella, and
Yeah.
we go for long adventures walks and always by my side, and
Aren't they the best though? They're just the
if you want
best.
to see who's awake, the dog is,
Yeah,
not the masters.
yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Because they're still caught up in thoughts and words
Yeah,
and all of this
yeah,
stuff, right?
yeah,
And their word against someone else's word. What's the point
yeah,
of it?
yeah, exactly.
Right?
What is the point?
Love
Yeah,
them, much love to them, I'm saying, but they get caught
yeah.
up in words sometimes.
I have been so caught up with
But what's
panic.
between the past and the future?
It's just nothing, nothing,
Yeah.
nothing.
Yeah. So what's the point of going to all of
There's
that over and
nothing.
over again?
There's just no point. The
Yeah.
best thing is just to turn off the news, just to turn it off,
Yeah.
because it's
Yeah.
like,
Walk, I don't know, watch dancing videos,
yeah,
listen to music.
and listen to
So
music.
much better. I don't even
Yeah.
pay attention. At one point, I didn't even know who the politicians are anymore because I used to
Mm.
get caught up too because I would make myself right and make half of the population wrong. And that's the same thing as non-duality.
Yeah, yeah.
One person is right and the rest is wrong.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing if you want to call it oneness or energy or what.
They're just
It
words.
it's the
I don't
same.
care about words. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Know me, energy.
When you take all the words
Then it's
away,
it's
all
it's
you see is this.
which is non-duality, which you can't talk about. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
people are like, oh, he's not talking about non-duality. I'm like, actually, without thinking about it, what I'm actually trying to express is what can't be said. So call it whatever you want, right?
Hmm.
Because it's here, it's whole, or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's not divided. The divisive thing is the apparent mind, right? So it will make a right, it will make a wrong. What if you go in between?
That's it. Just that.
Yeah, yeah.
But you can't.
You can't even
But
say it.
inside here, someplace, it just rings true, you
Yeah.
know?
Oh
Just
yeah.
like it's just like I can't. explain it. I can't know it. I sense it though. There's just,
Yeah. Isn't it amazing though that there's something true that we can't say, but we
yeah,
sense it, we feel it,
yeah,
it's alive.
yeah.
And then, you know what, the, when when I was seeking for quite a while, even when I went to a bit of the radical, there was something that I believed that has been with me when I learned about it when I was a kid, that I need to be saved,
Hmm.
that there was something wrong with me, that there's
Well,
something.
being Catholic will do that to you.
Yeah. Oh, I'm Catholic.
Yep.
Yeah. Me.
X, X, X.
Yeah. Yeah. And so the last thing that one of the last belief that I had was my idea of what God is.
Mm,
And it went down the drain. And guess what happened? Everything became, when that dropped, everything became it,
yeah,
what I can't
yeah,
think about. And I
yeah.
was like, that this is what this is.
Hmm.
You feel it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally.
This is what you can't say. This is what people call God, awareness, consciousness. But let's get rid
Hmm.
of the words, because the words can get you trapped again, right?
Yeah, you can get
It's
trapped
not a
in them.
belief. Why would you need a belief in something that's omnipresent?
Yeah.
Or why not have a belief in something that's omniscient? It doesn't matter what you do or not do, right? Because the doing and the not doing is a you. That's just a thought.
Hmm.
It's just a belief. So we have this temporary belief, that we have, 100 years in this appearance or whatever. But what happens with that belief when we have our last breath? It goes away. And guess what we see? Peace.
Hmm.
That can't be said. That can't be known. And then we get trapped in the ideas of division, politics, which were non-dualities, right? Who is saying the right thing? No one is, because
Hmm.
it can't be said.
So the fear of death is just a thought, but the
It
body
is.
seems to respond to that, tightens.
Yeah. So what are you without that belief?
That'd be pretty cool.
Well, where is it right now? It's just a belief.
Yeah,
What's between a belief and a non-belief?
that's it.
There you
This,
go. Yeah.
this,
What's between a body and no body?
same.
Yeah. So all thoughts that we have is trying to make a landing so that we believe it in again. So we believe in the next, believe in the past. But without the past and the next or the future, what's there to believe? Does belief even happen? Does it really even exist?
Mm-mm.
No. It's just words. It's all lies.
Yeah.
But innocent, it's innocent lies, right? So innocent. And all of that shame, all of that guilt vanishes. All of that longing, all of the desire, gone. I still desire, ice cream and all that kind of stuff. But
Ice cream's good.
ice cream's good.
Yeah.
Pastry. Whereabouts in Calgary do you live?
Bonavista. Vista.
Okay.
I've been in the same house for 52 years.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Yeah. I love it. I used to live in Edmonton, and the winters are so fierce.
They are.
It's like, it's winter and it's so long. Here in Calgary, we get the Chinooks,
Hmm.
so that it could be
Really
cold,
cold. Yeah, yeah.
but in
It's
in
like
a
a
day or
flash.
two, you see a Chinook and it's beautiful again.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
it is. I
yeah.
remember I was there maybe about 12 years ago. And then it was July. And then there was a hail out of nowhere
Oh yeah.
that
Yep.
lasted for like, I don't know, like 1 minute. And I'm like, where did that come from? Right? It's
I
like,
know, it's the weirdest thing. That's Calgary.
and then before that, I went and I was loving all of the steaks. The meat is so good there because of the steakhouses are great in Calgary. But then the next time I went there, I was a vegan and I was like, oh, I can't even have that steak anymore.
I know. It's like we're steak people here. I was a vegan for 2.5 years, so I know about that trip too.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
God, I was like, and I was strict vegan, like no
Me
oil,
too.
no cheese, no, I mean like
I was raw
super
vegan.
pure.
I was
Whoa.
dehydrating, all of my breads, and it would take so long. And I was always hungry. I was
Yeah,
always dreaming of burgers and
I
chicken
know.
wings, like for the 7 years that I was. And then I was torturing. It was torture because I'm
That's
actually, you know what?
suffering.
The
Yeah.
only sin that I have, and I love that sin, is I'm a glutton. I eat and eat and eat. If people see me, they're like, what the hell are you doing? Um, I enjoy eating, you know what I'm saying? And it made that really, really wrong. And I was skinnier, but then being a vegan because I I had to dehydrate everything because I could
Wow.
not even eat bread. So I would have sunflower like pita things, and
Oh, you were purer than me. I wasn't quite
it
that
all
pure.
tasted like cardboard, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Right? I did like the cauliflower wings. That was
Oh,
good.
oh yeah.
Right? It's deep fried, right? So
Yeah.
little kind
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
like, but
Yeah.
I ate that and but I was noticing that that's what all I was eating was just. And then there's a lot of good Indian food too that I liked, like a lot of the aloo gobi, like those curry, um, lentils and all that kind of stuff, right? But that gave me the runs. Um, but yeah, you know what? But it was great. It was great. This freedom is not confined by anyone's idea of freedom, not confined by there should be no me, or you should be like holier than thou, because they're all facades. They're all ideas. They're all concepts of what you should be. So
Yeah.
it's almost going back into another religion. It's just like you're almost like a Mormon now when you believe that there's no me and you defend that. The same thing when it's all consciousness or I am, then you're nothing, just the same as the Baptists. So the absence of belief and non-belief in between, there's this, oh my goodness, this has always been perfect. That has always been perfect.
Hmm.
It's always been innocent. We just have ideas and belief systems, and we go into cult-like thinking that either, you know what, Jesus is my savior, I'll find my Buddha nature, the me will drop away. I'm not talking about any of that anymore.
Hmm.
I'm going directly to where we can't say anything. And if after 50 years of seeking, if you heard this maybe 40 years ago or even 50 years ago, how different it would be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Seems like I took the long route home.
The scenic route. Let's just call it the scenic route to make it like nicer. You like smelling the garden, and
The scenery.
scenery, trimming all of the, like say you became a gardener, you lived
Yeah.
there for a while. You just went in a rotunda, right? And it's just back here.
I just had a thought around some of the members of my family and the pain and the suffering
Oh, yeah,
is like because I've always wanted them to be different, to do better. I wanted me to be different, to do better.
yeah,
Um, and I wanted to always wanted to be a good person to help people.
me too.
And and I see what a trap that is. Because if I want to help somebody already, there's a judgment that that
Exactly. And that's
person
what I was doing.
needs
I was on,
me, and
yeah, I
it's all
was,
about here.
yeah, I was trying to control every situation that I have because I wanted to be a better person.
Yeah,
But what I didn't know was I was being an asshole the whole time.
yeah. Because if you try to fix somebody,
Yeah. Or try to
that's
tell them
like
that there's no
that's
me or that's all
bullshit.
consciousness, then you're trying to fix them again. You're trying to, prescription, description is the same,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And it's just so, or to tell you that you have so much work to do still, or you're still processing or whatever, and or that you still have, I don't know, what I'm saying, whatever people say, right? I've been there, you know what I'm saying, and I've felt a lot of guilt around that. And this
Mm,
time around, when I speak, I was saying I'm going to find. It took me a while, like like I didn't even want to speak anymore at one point, like because, but I noticed that there's so many people suffering. I was very
mm,
reluctant, to be honest with you, very very
mm,
reluctant. I was just nothing media. I was just helping people on the sidelines. Basically, I was behind the scenes,
mm,
and I think, you know what, in my honest opinion, and this is just my opinion, it takes a bit of maturity so that you're not stuck in this idea that you're special now because you've
mm,
realized something,
mm-hmm.
or the me dropped away, whatever, right?
Right.
Because that just becomes a belief that becomes solidified.
Mm-hmm.
Where's the openness and where's the freedom in that? So yeah, so it took maybe about 3 years, 4 years to speak,
Oh.
and by accident. But I was doing one-on-ones on the side. So I'll see someone that's kind of like been in the meeting for so many times. I'm like, hey, do you want to do a one-on-one with me? I said,
Mm,
maybe I can talk to you.
mm,
And so it was almost like there was and there were some people that was dropping or their belief systems. And I was like, oh,
mm,
what's going happening? And to be honest, you know what? It did me bring me a lot of joy because I had a lot of regrets, being a spiritual teacher. So it's almost my redemption, right? To see, because you know what? I was teaching meditation and not a single person got free in
no,
10 years, right? Kind of
I
like your
know.
50 years, these people are maybe they're earnest and doing this, and
Mm-hmm.
it becomes just a job for them,
Mm-hmm.
right? And it just becomes, like they just become rock stars, and
Well, remember when TM came on the scene, um, they promised
yeah.
20 years of meditation, you'd be totally free.
Oh wow. Oh, that's
Yeah,
right. Yeah, yeah, I remember that.
yeah.
I did TM too. Paid a lot of money for my
Oh,
mantra.
wow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That's when I had a lot of money. I was just, get me enlightened right now. That kind of thing is what I was. But I did put in 10,000 hours of meditation. And then I became a meditation teacher,
Yeah.
right? And then I became a spiritual. And then I thought I had the greatest awakening ever. It was like I was, it was my dog, actually. It was not me. I was just watching my dog, and my dog was in, Hastings Streets in Vancouver, right? Where all of the,
Oh, wow.
so I was
A
there.
tough place.
And then my heart just opened up, you know what I'm saying? And there was like a veil that lift. At that time, I called it, I saw everyone as God. So I opened up a place there where people could meditate and practice whatever, you know what I'm saying?
Mm,
With the intention of, maybe I said, if I can be a light in this, and maybe they'll get out of their addiction. See, in the beginning, there was earnestness in that. It
mm-hmm,
was not me thinking that I'm better than them. I had a realization, and I even kept it to myself. To be honest, I did not announce it to everybody, but I was in bliss because every morning, without anyone knowing, I would go on the streets and then buy a whole bunch. There's this place that you can get like tokens, so you can give
mm-hmm,
breakfast away. And I would talk to them. I'm like, hey, do you want a token for breakfast? Breakfast on me right now. And then I would eat with them. You know what I'm saying? Just get to know them and everything. But when it became performative, because I became a spiritual teacher, then I would do my compassion walks, and I just saw that I was full of shit at that time. Like, maybe after like 5 years of it, I'm like, oh, what am I doing?
Mm.
I'm just really banking on my spiritual attainment, basically. And then, of course, my mom got sick and I was going through a relationship issue. I was about to get into a divorce because I chose my spiritual path over my ex, kind of thing. And and of course, when you do that, you become there's suffering that happens
Mm.
because you're counting on your enlightenment to cure everything, to fix everything for you, right? And I'm
Yeah.
sure you went through that too.
Oh God, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And then
I thought
here
if
was an
only
ass. What's that?
I thought if only I get enlightened, then
Yeah.
I'm home free.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's what I did. That's what I did. And I was an asshole to my family. I was trying to fix them. I was trying to,
Mm.
manipulate them. You should meditate. And then all my friends, I was horrible. And I had spiritual friends now.
Hmm.
But guess what happened? All my spiritual friends, when I was going down the drain, like I was just spiraling out of control because I didn't want that life anymore. I didn't want to be the next Adyashanti or the next Eckhart. And I just saw someone kissed my feet, and I'm like, no, I don't want to do this.
Oh God.
Yeah, someone from India actually came and gave me a Ganesha. And then, so I talked to one of my friend that's just honest and, just blunt, and said, it looks like you don't want this part. I'm like, well, this is my journey. This is my path. He goes, what path are you talking about? I'm like, well, there's a spiritual path. And he goes, I don't have a spiritual path. I'm like, well, because you're just normal. And he goes, normal. And I'm spiritual. I had an enlightenment. And he goes, talk about what this enlightenment is. And well, one day, you know what, I started, helping people on the street. I was giving them food. So you're like, so now you have a Messiah complex. And I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. So it's really humbling to see, what I'm saying, what you do for enlightenment and how easy it is to get when you get there, when you think that you got there, rather than being humbled by
Mm.
the silence and the ordinariness. You get lofty in your idea that now you're going to save the world, or you're going to
Hmm.
change humanity, or even just change
Yeah.
the street that you're on.
Yeah.
And earnestly in the beginning, but the belief that you can do something for others because you're in a higher place,
Yeah. Yeah.
and then all of a sudden you're going all around Canada or United States and doing these lectures, and everybody's looking up to you. You're in your guru seat. They do the
Mm.
Q&A and all that kind of stuff. And this is prior to the YouTube. You know what I'm saying? You go all around and everybody looks up to you. And at the end, in a hotel room, you're really lonely because you can't even have it's like no one is at your level anymore because everybody looks up to you.
Mm. Mm.
So it's lonely at the top, right?
It's lonely.
And
Yeah.
then you're kind of like, you know what? Maybe I should go out dancing tonight. And then you're like, what am I doing with this life? I'm like, now you're leading a double life, right?
Mm.
When you just really want to have fun.
Yeah.
But because the idea of an enlightened being is that you're in a robe
Yeah.
and you're, you have to speak a certain way, or
Hmm.
there's no more desires or anything like that, right? Because somehow someone convinced you with their belief system that it should be this way.
Yeah.
It's not in any way anything should be fixed, right?
Mm.
Freedom is not an idea, but people package it into ideas and they sell it. When
Yeah.
there's no me, when the me drops away, contracted energy this,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
consciousness this, awareness that. I
Yeah.
don't know what Ramesh talks about, but it's now packaged according to their idea. So my idea
Hmm.
was, if you help others, then that's your liberation. So that was my message, basically. I had a message but it's just a regurgitation of the message from the Bible, basically. It's basically a veiled, like this is the truth. There's no such thing as truth that you can say. And like what we're doing here, right? Can you say it? What's in between truth and no truth?
No.
It's silent. Yeah.
Can't.
Yeah. So what else have you done in this 50 years? Tell me some stories, Jolene. You must have a wow, you know what I'm saying? So many
Yeah.
stories of going to
Yeah.
many different. How many times have you done? How many retreats have you gone to?
Oh God, I can't even remember, really.
Yeah.
I mean, I think I spent at least $500,000 plus in 50 years
Oh, wow.
for self-improvement and
Enlightenment.
speaking. That's a shitload of money.
That is. I know. I did something not quite that high, but close, right? Maybe half, right? And because I sold my house so that I
Wow.
can just focus on enlightenment, right? So,
Yeah, yeah.
right,
Wow.
I sold my house. Yeah, yeah. And I started giving it away. I started giving it away to some, at the end of it, I was desperate to get it. So I would buy my
Mhm.
way into some inner circles and try
Right.
to meet the
Right.
guru or the teacher, until I was broke. I lost everything. And um, I would not have any, ethics if I would sit here and um, confuse people and and hang, you know what I'm saying? Offer carrots that. So I
Yeah,
wanted
yeah.
to refine this and be direct. So when I started speaking, I would even do kind of like every month I would have a 3-day online event, 2 day, sometimes 5 days. I don't know if you
Wow.
remember that. And it was just refining all of that. I was thinking, being
I,
articulate and everything. And then sometimes, in those 3 days, because I didn't get any respect as a speaker, I would only have 2 people pay, and there'll be 50 people in the event because I just offered it for free. And then people started kind of like saying that, oh, he's just doing it for money. No, I said I gave up a good paying job to do this because when I started seeing, a person saying that, oh my goodness, it's over, it's clear. Not because of what I said, it's because in what I didn't say.
mm,
And that's what happened when I go in between. What's in between this and not this? I can't
mm,
say it. Can you say it?
no.
No. And there's almost like oh my goodness. It's like we keep on going to the next. Like sometimes when I would listen to some of these teachers and speakers, I would try to figure out what they're saying. And I'm like, and I would be like, am I this dumb? Am I this stupid that I can't seem to get it? Like,
Mm,
I felt so small sometimes.
yeah.
I felt like, I must be ignorant, or when
Yeah.
I thought I got it, when I lost it, I'm like, I can't believe I lost it. I must be you know,
Mm-hmm.
um, it's almost
Right.
like I would have probably felt better if I lost $1 billion
Yeah. Yeah.
compared to and I was willing to do anything that I was willing. If somebody said, if you have to cut off both legs, I'll be like, okay, do it.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Me
Yeah.
too. I
Yeah.
remember saying to Lisa, tell me how to do this and I'll walk barefoot to the moon.
Yeah.
I like that's how committed I am.
Yeah.
I'll do anything. Like you said, 2 legs, fine,
Yeah.
take
Yeah.
them.
Yeah. At one point, even I'm like, well, if my head needs to be chopped, you know what?
Yeah.
Literally, just chop it.
Yeah.
And what would they say back?
Pardon?
What would they say back? What would the speakers and teachers say?
Oh, I remember Lisa when I told her that, she said, looked at me and she said, listen to your husband. Never forget that. I looked at her and what?
But yeah, you know what? And that's what I was wondering. I'm like, how come these speakers, these teachers, would almost talk cryptic to me. And again, it's not in what anyone says,
No,
because you can say word, thousands of hours saying this. It's not in the words.
no. I know I've had like at
Have you had
least
glimpses?
five, I think 5 or 6 glimpses. Okay. And sometimes they last for half a day, sometimes 2, 3 days, sometimes. And then it would get back to the same old. And I always said, well, it's something that I did, that I can't hold that state.
Yeah.
There's something defective here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Otherwise, I would have remained in that state, which
That's
is
right. Yeah.
a beautiful and whatever you want to call it. But it was almost worse having that.
It's a curse, isn't it? Right?
And totally,
Yeah.
because then I get to beat myself up to a pulp.
Oh, I had tons and tons and tons of glimpses because I was very, very persistent in my seeking. I was very um, obsessive, neurotic about it, right? Because imagine leaving your corporate career, selling your house, and basically jeopardizing your marriage because you just made your spiritual path your priority,
Right.
and leaving your family behind. I went to Vancouver, left everybody here in Ontario just because of my ambitions of enlightenment.
Mm.
So I have given up everything, right? It's like I went all in, and I did not know how to what do you say it? Um Keep your losses or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So I just
Mm.
kept on going until I was bankrupt. Until I was like sleeping on a couch. I was
Wow.
I was flirting with alcoholism and addiction. You know what I'm saying? And I was depressed. I was suicidal. It just destroyed me. And the suffering. Oh my goodness, right? I
Yeah.
would not wish
Oh.
that on my worst enemy, right? The suffering was, it's like I went to hell. And it's funny, right? Because when I was young, I always loved music and DJing, and I always went into the void. I'm the kind of person that would play the piano for hours and just, you
Wow.
know, and or dance for hours, right? I was just a DJ because my first toy was a record player. So I was well versed in disco even when I was a little kid.
Mm.
Um, and then so one day I was about to go into a panic attack. I was just playing, I went into DJing right away because I know something eases there. So all of a sudden I could not find, kind of like what happened. It just went straight to the void. You're like, wait a second. This is not a glimpse anymore. I can't find, I can't find Emerson. Without the positive feature, where is Jolene?
I just feel like an iceberg dissolving.
Yeah.
I can't even articulate anything
Yeah.
anymore. It's like,
Yeah. Oh, you're making me cry because that's how I felt too. Yeah. I was speechless for like a whole month
mm,
because I was so shocked that all my seeking, was just in
yeah,
front of me. Not in teachers, not in speakers, not in anyone's words, right? It's always here.
mm.
What's seeking this is also this.
Nothing left to say, Emerson.
Yeah.
It seems like it's so still.
Yeah.
Even thoughts are just like, they're just like far away.
Yeah.
I feel like I've taken a drug. And I don't do drugs.
It is so relaxing though. It's like, there was one that I was talking to yesterday. He said, I could not speak for hours, Emerson, after our first talk, right? And he said that maybe I got drugged.
Yeah.
Or someone said, did he hypnotize me? And I'm like, I don't even know what hypnotism is, right? It doesn't, I don't know what it is. And all I can say is that when we go to the void, you and I disappear. It's just not you, it's also me, right? There's no more speaker, there's no more seeker. It's just the void, just the whatever we can't name. It's what's speaking, it's what's hearing, it's what's melting, it's whatever is appearing is it. And
Wow.
and it's not in some slow speaking guru or teacher, right? That or someone that claims that there's no me or it's all whatever. It's not in the words. We get caught up in seeking words, and 50 years later, the words are dissolving, isn't it?
It's like I'm sinking. I can literally feel a sinking lower and lower.
Mm-hmm.
It's weird.
Yeah.
Emerson, it's very weird.
Isn't it?
Yeah. But it's like a good weird, you know?
The good weird. Yeah.
Huh. Good.
I'm so happy for you.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
good.
Jolene. So happy.
I'm going to go and lie
I'm
down.
I'm going to stop the recording.